wound up in your world?
Well, those are questions that we'll answer today. Yeah, no, I ask myself that still all the time.
My mom's from Brooklyn. My dad's from Long Island.
Okay.
But I'm a California coastal kid, so it feels like like there's parts of your life that I identify with.
I'm always, mad grateful that that was my starting point. Because if you can get your formative years in New York and really, really like get to milk the entirety of the city, you can go anywhere and adapt and be, because you've dealt with everyone.
Yeah. It's like the most dense thing of all time.
Yeah, it's like martial arts of like engaging with human beings.
Yeah, I wonder how that leaves like perspective. Like, I mean, I imagine your perspective is super unique. Just because I'm from Chicago, and then I was kind of dropped into what I would call a very white world as well. Like, where it's like, oh, skateboarders and this and that. People assume I can skateboard just because of who I don't fucking know how to skateboard. Like,
right, by association.
Yeah, for 100%. People are like, oh, okay, you skateboarder, you do something extreme.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, nigga, I don't at all. So I just think, it's an interesting perspective, because even as I like grew up in Chicago in the hood, I went to Whitney Young, and it was like this like academically inclined school that you have to test to get in. And
Just say you were real smart.
No, I wasn't. I was one of them niggas they was wondering, how the fuck he get in here? Where the fuck did he come from? He must know how to hoop. But nah, for me, it's like that even allowed like an interesting perspective. So just to, and then moving out here, but just to hear you say from New York and then just the world that you have lived in and conquered, I'm just like, damn, that's crazy.
How many like extreme activities do you do yourself? Because I know you host.
I mean, I don't call them extreme activities, but
whatever, surfing, even just surfing, skateboarding.
I surf, snowboard, and skateboard in that order.
Surf, snowboard, skateboard in that order. Got it. So
like I still go.
Skateboard is just for fun.
Yeah, skateboarding's always just been very much for fun, but I've always been around it. Like I worked at skate companies, and I was a team manager, so I managed skateboarders, put them on tours, help produce video projects, etc. And then I commentated skateboarding for I don't know, like 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
ESPN, SLS, X Games,
X
SLS.
Games, yeah, sure.
Yeah. You got in though in New York. In the world. No,
I got in
when you came out here.
Which one was first on that list? Was surfing first?
No, ironically, it was skating first in New England. Like the only cool kids at my school were like the 4 or 5 like really punk rock skate dudes.
Oh, word.
And I was in a all white school.
Yeah.
So those kids were the coolest, downest, most like not cliquey, just down with everybody.
I feel like oftentimes they are, and a lot of people from the outside think they're like the scary ones.
Yeah, no,
they're
and then when you get in there, they're really nice.
Yeah,
they rebels. They running from the police just like the other niggas. They like, yo, fam, we could connect with you. They be on bullshit with us too. I think it's crazy even for skateboarders still to have like the signs up that say like, what the fuck has skateboarding ever done to people? I think people just make up the this correlation between skateboarding and white thugs, and they make up in their head like,
skateboarders, disturb the peace of how people think. I think of how people think. The streets are supposed to be. You're not supposed to do
this
that
is a
here.
bench for sitting.
You see people walk by and they like have nothing to do with a set of stairs or a handrail or a bench, but suddenly like they're going to literally put their life on the line to protect that handrail.
Yeah, what is that about? It's not even hurting the stairs, or like I guess the rails get a little like scraped up.
You really gonna fucking sit here and defend the rails? He was like, I guess I can understand the rails.
I'm trying to think of what is even their point of view? Is that if somebody gets hurt here, then it's their fault?
Yeah, I really don't get it, seeing that like
you only see that though in like real suburban neighborhoods. You don't.
I thought it was in movies only. Shit.
Yeah, but like in urban areas, like folks stop and cheer you on. Outside of like the security guards of corporate buildings.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I I've never really understood what that was. But I think it's like hip hop. You know, it's so counterculture, and it's so a bunch of people deciding that they're not going to be norm, and they're going to like constantly reinvent and reinterpret what's possible.
Yeah.
In a landscape, you know, and which is what I've always loved about hip hop, right? Is it's endless. The possibilities are endless. The whole thing is about creative one-upsmanship. I see somebody do something or you know, drop a freestyle, etc., and then someone's gonna run and go back to the lab and be like, how can I meet or exceed that? You know, and skate sessions are very much like what a cipher is, you know, and it's similar, I think, within snowboarding to a degree, but like skateboarding is really made of that raw. If you can be out in these streets, I can't not respect you.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no place to hide. You can't pretend like you do the thing. You actually have to be like an expert faller. You have to fall.
Yeah.
And like break yourself in order to do the thing. And it's just like, you know, you gotta get beat in battles, and you gotta be whacked before you're like really good at, and you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, maybe that was. I'm trying to figure out what this anti-fucking skateboarding vibe is all about. And also maybe
it's envy.
You can get hurt.
You can get hurt, but I think it's envy.
I don't know. I think it's just whenever. I think people hate change and new shit, and I think that, you know, as we live in times, and as that's what the show is about. As we live in times, always people just like, they kind of see things as like anything that's different than what we grew up on, or any change is something we just not here for. Because any sport, then you can argue, since the beginning of time was new at some point, and it had to have people say, hey, we gonna do this in whatever way we want to do it, or we gonna do it over here, or you might not understand this culture. But skateboarding is a fucking Olympic sport now.
Yeah.
And the fact that there are still signs up is the most confusing shit.
But where you do it, like, there's no defined field. Like basketball, 94 feet.
Yeah,
right? 100 yards on a football field. Like, the rules are defined, and I think skateboarding is you have to perfect it, like literally in the streets, in order to get the opportunity to go and do it in the park at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also what's so great about skate parks being built. Is like, that's a huge like after school activity that actually keeps kids out of trouble. It's actually the opposite of getting kids into trouble.
So hard to get skate parks built, though.
Yeah,
it is.
Like, there's plenty of like decrepit baseball fields across the country where cities won't replace it with a skate park, or put a skate park in because of, well, this is going to bring in a certain type of loitering and people hanging out and being aimless and being together.
Yeah, it's like those are positive things.
I do think you're right with the comparison of hip hop, as I was thinking about it a little more, just because like even in skateboarding, you might have somebody that's like technically really good versus street really good, like versus a freestyle battle versus hey, I could actually record a record and put a record together. Like, as I don't know that much about skateboarding, but I still know enough. I've been around it enough. I've like seen a whole bunch of skateboarders in my time, and I'm like, okay, I would give that actual comparison to either basketball or to tip up to try to connect to Rob or to my boy Brian Atlas, and I'd be like, yo. So this dude, so Nigel's like LeBron. And
shout out to Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas is my guy.
Much love to him. He just lost his father. He's a good friend as well.
Really good friend. That's my guy. So yeah, I think that the hip hop comparison, like as you just said even more, I'm like, it is a place that you gotta. I mean, it is a sport or a genre that you have to, you know, make your name for yourself in the streets, just like, you know. And
you have to continue. You can't rest on your laurels. Like, just because you won a championship doesn't make you the illest. Like, there's plenty of skaters that would be like, that only skateboarders care about, that would be like the Black Thoughts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then you have like your Jay-Z's, like a Nigel, who's just, I got the hits, I got the Nike endorsement, et cetera, et cetera. There are plenty of kids who be like, nah, fuck that dude. he's to this or whatever.
Yeah. I was thinking like Rodney Mullen's like a Kid Cudi, like off to the side, like kind of different. Like I guess that's skateboarding. You know,
That's amazing. You just gave Mullen Cuddy. That's great.
Are you smoking with us?
I shall lightly
Hell yeah.
partake.
There you
Yes.
go. That's
Love
a
it.
small joint for you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we used to share the joints, but now since in the COVID
Oh
era,
yeah, that's right.
we gotta
Thank you for saying.
get 3 times as high.
You've got to get 3 times.
yeah.
No, we're not trying to get crazy high. We're trying to get just high enough to get through this show. Should we start?
Yeah.
Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Hey.
I am one of your hosts, Sterling Steele Uprim, a.k.a. That Dude, a.k.a. S to the B, to the rest of the Bree, a.k.a. is that third leg, no, it's just me, a.k.a. Concerned Father, a.k.a. Black Mama, a.k.a. RP Black Mamba, Season to Stallington, your stylist, and last but not least, your Uncle Elroy, and with me as always.
I'm Chris Reinecker, a.k.a. The Connoisseur, a.k.a. The Elusive Moose, Saxophone Jones, your new baby daddy, Speed Bump. My friends are Speed Bumps.
Yeah. Goop in your gap?
And the Goop in Your Gap. We'll do that. We got Alana Jade up here reading the facts.
Hello, it's Lana Jade, aka I have no AKAs.
I thought you were going for it.
No.
Yeah, you felt like you were just going right in. I liked it.
And with us, we have a very special guest. As you just heard, this man is a man that wears a lot of hats and does a lot of things. He does not consider himself in the extreme world at all, but he is.
Well, you're in the
known for-
extreme world, undoubtedly.
No, I'm joking because he said he doesn't call any of them extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They just sports at this point.
Just regular ass.
They're just
activities.
sports. At this point, but yeah, my dog, Selema Masekela, I appreciate you.
Thank you. AKA Alakazam. AKA the Shreddy Negro. AKA Massacrills. AKA Han Solo. Yeah. I'm gonna stop there.
Those are some of the top. That's one of the top AKA
I feel like the same thing.
guests. Because so many guests are like, what do you, I don't have any AKAs.
Well, it was intimidating with both of y'all.
Well, we just have too many. We've been doing the show for too long. That we stopped doing them for a while because it became too much. But then
People were like, what the fuck are the AKAs? So here we are, we're back doing them. And if you don't know about this show, what we do is we smoke a little weed, we drink a little wine, and we talk about the news, which is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess appropriate for us to do, seeing that we'll be fucked up by the end of it. But we have a whole bunch of fun. It's a comedy podcast, first and foremost. So we appreciate you for being here.
It is an honor. I have watched your program on the interwebs. Always marveled at the surroundings. You know, you catch the glimpse of the marble in the back, and you're like, where are they?
And now you're here.
that was the goal.
I want to live like that. Now I'm here.
And today we're drinking Unruly Shard from California, and we are
Hello.
smoking some Candescents.
Yeah, a little bit of create and connect.
I like that.
But actually, a little charge and create. I'm sorry, I lied to you.
Candescent names all their weeds after feelings you get that all start with C.
Yeah.
So we're getting creative and connecting.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's
very
nice. It's cool.
It tastes like a Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not.
No.
So, yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, you should feel like it's a Friday when you drink it in the daytime.
Should we dive into the show? Have a
Yeah,
fun?
let's get into the news of the week.
$10,000 reward offered amid search for escaped Alabama inmate and missing corrections officer.
Oh, this sounded like a crime podcast just by the title.
Damn.
A reward is now being offered amid the ongoing search for an escaped Alabama inmate and a missing and endangered corrections officer. 38-year-old Casey Cole White left the Lauderdale County Detention Center last Friday with Officer Vicky White, who also serves as the facility's Assistant Director of Corrections. The two, who are not related, were expected to go to a nearby courthouse but have since vanished. Casey was charged with capital murder in connection with a fatal stabbing. He was also already serving time in connection with a 2015 crime spree, including carjacking, home invasion, and more. An initial Facebook post shared Friday by the Fort Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office said the two left the detention center for the courthouse at approximately 9:30 a.m. local time. The vehicle the two left the detention center in has been located in the parking lot of a local shopping center. Investigators are currently attempting to locate any video that may tell us more about what we're dealing with. The fact the two are missing was not realized until approximately 3:30 p.m. this date.
Damn. He's also been charged with stealing someone's heart because obviously this is a love story.
That's what it sounds like
You
to
know what
me.
I'm saying? You run away with the corrections officer. First of all, you've been fucking her for a minute. And then you was just like, yo,
Let's
court
get
coming
outta
up. I
here.
need you to, like, you know, and you gotta be going crazy for her to be like, I gotta get this murderer out.
Yeah.
This murder, it's not even like he in for some little shit. It's like this man's in for murder.
Murder.
And you're like, yo, I'm gonna run away with you. because I believe everything you're saying.
Wow. I just love the whiteness of it all.
Are they white? Casey, right?
No, it's white on white. Their last names were both white but unrelated.
All their last names were both named White.
Yep.
Casey White and Vicky White.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Casey and Vicky? That's a cute name.
Casey and Vicky.
And
And they are
They're
white.
definitely white. For
And
sure.
they are
white.
Yeah, the Casey and the Vicky gave it away. Last name was whatever was still in the air.
Oh, wait, so apparently the reason for the courthouse transport was a mental health evaluation, but according to documents, there was no such evaluation on the books. And one day prior to going missing, Vicky, who had been on the detention center staff for 16 years, reportedly turned in retirement-related paperwork.
Ooh. Let's go to
Yes.
an island, shorty. Get romantic where I ain't
Wow.
even a fugitive. I ain't even no prison over here in Haiti. Fuck with me. I hear him. I hear him. That's amazing that he got her to really go with this. Because in my head, I was like, yo, well, how long has she been working there? Did she get hired just to get this man out? Which was my whole thought process. But to hear she been there for 16 years and ain't no prisoner been able to infiltrate her heart except for Casey. Says to me.
I don't think it was the heart that was infiltrated.
So you think, okay.
Yeah, she was getting it like she never got it before.
Yeah, she was experiencing an entire genre of new.
Yeah.
I need to take this home with me.
And she was like, you know what? I don't care what
What'd you do
care what
again?
you do, what you did. I just know what you do, and I want that.
Yeah. This man's been rehabilitated by love. You know, I'm here for Casey and Vicky's, as long as they stay out of our way. I'm here for their love and what they got going on because it's a beautiful thing, but this is crazy.
This guy is a murderer, though.
Yeah.
You think he is going to
murdered the
convince?
pussy, obviously,
And
you
this
know.
is now he's kind of bringing her into the crime zone because you think he's going to continue doing this? Is he going to go on more crime sprees? I love that.
Oh, look at your white ass. Think motherfuckers want to get out and just immediately become murderers.
Well, he went on a
again.
crime spree.
When?
That's one of my favorite parts of this article was the word crime spree. It
Yeah,
sounds,
I thought it was
it sounds like fun.
In 2015?
In 2015, he was connected to a series of crime sprees.
Oh yeah,
A series? Run them down again?
Doesn't that sound fun? It's a
It sounds
crime
crazy.
spree.
She's mad curious about that life.
You think he's telling stories?
But I just think as a society, right? Like you look how massive the genre is of
Prison porn.
of prison porn, of like, oops, did we say that part out loud? Of like crime podcasts, etc. Like
Yeah.
all the shows of mystery. We as a society have a curiosity just to the point where we're like, I'm not engaging with them.
That's real.
But
Yeah.
she's like there, getting to know, fascinated by it. And finally she's like, can I ask you a couple questions?
I never thought about that. I never thought about the people just like us are watching First 48 and then going back to work
Right.
and being like, yo, I was just turned on by some shit that happened at the crib. What was you saying again yesterday? You murdered who? And then like that's the like to me.
Isn't there a
that's-
big like? There's a large amount of women who like are into guys in jail.
100%.
And who start dating guys while they're in jail.
Putting money on the books and they never met him.
Shout out to my cousin. He keep a bitch with him. He say, he in prison right now. What? Every time we get on the phone, he be like, yeah. I be like, how your girlfriend? He be like, I got rid of that one. I got another one. You know, and he be like, you know, I stay with a broad and some money. And I be like, damn, that's crazy that there are really women out here looking for niggas in prison. Just
What's going on with that? Is that what that is? You think that's the mindset of like I'm interested by it, like it's entertainment?
I don't know if it's the same thing because those women normally are on the outside. Some other shit happen. They might be widows, might be whatever, might be searching for love, might just be into it, might be some weird erotica shit where you like, oh, I'm into prisoners.
It's a kink.
There's definitely a kink for sure.
It's a kink.
You think he smashed through the poles before? He had to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For
off the
sure.
strength.
Oh, for
that's the
sure.
first thing you're
I mean,
doing.
Yeah,
yeah.
just
I
put it
mean,
up-
overall, their love story sounds
Put it up
steamy.
against the bar.
Yeah. She's like, you for recess. He's like,
put it
no,
against the
close
bar.
the shit.
Damn, what if they took prison out of the relationship and it kind of ruins things? You know, what if they don't have that like?
You're
Oh,
Are you a
is
writer? Because I'm watching.
that is real though.
It's a
Like
great ending of the
they
first
hit
season.
the road and they just hate each other.
Yeah, they're like, it was more fun with this. Like, we shouldn't.
And also,
We
you
shouldn't, but
can
we could.
actually kill me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're just a dangerous
Does
guy,
no one
and
think
I have
that
no
he's
power.
just using her to get out of jail?
He might be.
She might be too.
She might be.
What
Yeah.
is she using him for, though?
She could be using him for love, for dick, for comfort. She like, you know what? I liked you more when you was like less free, nigga. The fact that
Is
you
using somebody for love, dick, and comfort, just being in love with them?
That might be.
I think that's what vegan
might
love
be.
is.
I don't think she's using him for anything else. I don't think she has anything
I think he got
to
her.
really get from
I think
her.
he got her.
Yeah, unless he told her like I got. Unless he
It
was,
could have been anybody.
he could have been like, yo, I got 20 million on the outside somewhere. Like fuck with me on some Shawshank Redemption shit. Come follow me to this island, and I'm gonna dig up the 20 M's for us. Then we get there, he dig up a dead body and just throw her ass down there too.
Oh my God.
That's the end of the movie, Chris. There you
Morgan
go.
Freeman's like,
Damn.
now wait, I don't believe that the sequel would go that way.
Pete Davidson appears to get tattoo of Kim Kardashian's kids' initials on his neck. Pete Davidson may have gotten one more tattoo dedicated to his girlfriend, Kim Kardashian. Observant fans spotted the tattoo in paparazzi shots on Saturday night after the duo appeared at the White House Correspondents' Dinner together. Online quickly flooded to Twitter in an attempt to verify what they saw. After a closer look, some have speculated that the new ink might have something to do with Kardashian and her 4 children, whom she shares with ex-husband Kanye West. The tattoo appears to show the letters KNSCP, which many are assuming are a nod to Kim and her children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, by using each of their first initials. The potential display of affection appears below Pete's neck on his chest.
Pete Wilding, because we didn't even know that last kid's name. But
Psalm?
Psalm, I was thrown off. I was like, there was a kid named Psalm. This is some wild shit. I don't. Who would have thought in 2022 we would give a fuck about Pete Davidson on this podcast?
I just thought
But
Pete Davidson is like slowly becoming like the most powerful man in the world. He's going to
I
the
don't
White
think-
House Correspondents'
I don't
Dinner.
think he's the most.
What's
powerful
happening?
man
No,
in the world.
I love the idea that he's gonna get in these crazy worlds. He's like at Elon's house at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Like he's just such a fish out of water to me. I feel like he's gonna come out and be like, "Oh, this shit was crazy," and just like tell a bunch
Why
of.
is he a fish out of water? As I think about it more, and Pete Davidson's and a lot of
Well, not
those
anymore, I guess.
comedians, and then you think about Elon, they all just nerds. So why would he be a fish out of water? They all just their own special nerd. In order to be successful, hit me recently. This is some weird shit to even divert to. But in order to be successful in something, you have to be a nerd at it. And at the end of the day, when you be looking in these rooms and you be seeing niggas all in these rooms, you be like, damn, everybody just nerds.
True.
In this one room, whether he was a nerd into. So Pete Davidson is just his own form of a nerd. So I don't think he feels that out of place. Versus, I just didn't think he'd be here.
I was just talking about like the power and class of it all. I guess being somebody who grew up as a firefighter.
His comedy
son.
though is clearly like always been very, very, very nervous, zero fucks given.
Yeah.
Like comfortable to be the entirety of his awkward nerd. I'm gonna pick out some shit about you that you didn't even know you could feel, and everyone's gonna laugh. And if you look at the roster of women that he was engaging with leading up to Kim, it makes sense. He's been on this ascent.
Solid
Yeah,
roster.
for sure. Trajectory was a minute ago. We said, damn, Pete smashed Ariana. Pete smashed. It was always been chicks we've been surprised by.
Right.
I know.
Why is anybody? This
I
is
ain't
natural
surprised.
ascension. Pete's like, I gave y'all the playbook. Why are you surprised that I'm here?
Now back to what really matters. Kanye need to beat his ass. Kanye need to really.
Oh, no.
Kanye need to fuck this nigga up for putting his kids' names on his.
That is a
fucking
little
neck.
weird.
weird.
That
Nigga,
is a
you
little
ain't my
weird.
fucking kid's daddy. Why the
He's
fuck like
well,
you, nigga?
shouldn't have buried me in the ground in a video, and I wouldn't have put your kids' names on my name.
Hey, at the end of the day, Pete gonna have to live with all this shit when that divorce happen or whenever they break up. Pete did put 7 tattoos on his body in 3 weeks. That shit is wild to me. It's
He
really
branded
weird.
her name.
He branded her
I
name.
also thought he was getting rid of the tattoo.
He
Damn.
he
He branded her name. Yeah.
damn Kim.
Like that pussy, she going crazy right now. That new divorce was going crazy.
Wow.
She gotta be in order for Pete to be
She
like,
was
I gotta.
I'll,
Do you think
I'll
Pete
show
love
you
bombs?
light beams.
Oh, do I think Pete love bombs? Yeah, I
ooh.
think Pete love bombs.
Because she hasn't really done anything. She hasn't got any tattoos, and I feel like he was engaged to Ariana in like 2 or 3 months. Like that was a wild ride. It
Yeah.
like happened really fast.
Yeah, I think that's a really good.
Well, I think he bringing
assessment.
drugs. I think there's just drugs involved in everybody.
Yo.
I also think it's mental illness. I also think it's a little bit of drugs.
Yeah, for sure. You don't think that this is gotta have drugs tied to
Also-
it. If you get engaged after 2 months, that's drugs and a lot of sex. Where you just like, yo, I
I
think
think so too.
And this type dude is also maybe a kink clearly for Kim, because she went from like not so regular to another not regular dude.
But you could just laugh your way into somebody, and somebody draws real quick. So I'm not surprised by like Pete Davidson getting a girl. Like, oh, people are like, oh my God. I'm like, if you funny, you got a shot.
Right.
That's
You
so
got
true.
a
But
shot.
can you be funny and engaging?
As my girl laughs like I'm ugly as fuck. She's like, if you got funny, you got a shot. That nigga ain't never lied.
Maybe don't laugh
you're
so hard
really
next
funny.
time.
No, I mean, I just think that, like, if nothing else, I don't know how long this, I don't care, but I don't know how long this relationship goes. And I don't know if I'm getting 7 tattoos in the first year. That's to me just some wild shit, fam.
But it's almost like he looks at tattoos differently than the rest of
They're
us.
contracts. He's like, bitch, we in this.
He's kind of like, isn't this nuts that I'm getting you a tattoo? But he did that. He's done that so many times at this point.
Oh, he get all his girlfriend tattoos?
He got an Ariana Grande tattoo. That's when we knew about Ariana Grande.
He only getting the richest ones tattoos, fam. He's very strategic.
The idea
He
that
is
it's
like-
a love bomb is not something I had thought of, but you,
He's love bombing.
that's a good way to
You
put
think
it.
he love
really.
bombing?
Definitely. Definitely.
But
That's
what
like-
if they're both love bombing each other?
For sure.
I feel like she's
Like-
probably a love bomber too.
Yeah,
he gonna
I
lose
think
that.
so
She
too.
loves really quickly.
Yeah.
He gonna lose that battle because she know how to destroy niggas.
Yeah, I think
He better get up out of there quick.
But he's white, so I think
He
he's
half
okay.
white, but he don't talk about the other half.
He's half white.
His daddy black.
no.
What?
No.
That
Pete
nigga
Davidson
last
a
name
white guy.
Davidson.
Pete-
Nah.
I
No.
thought his daddy was black. He not Logic?
Nah.
No, he's not Logic.
This is his dad.
Then where his mama at?
I think it's interesting to try to when we figure out like
Pete
'cause-
Davidson ain't half black.
There's a whole movement of white Davidsons.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, that's not
movement.
of white Davidsons.
Yeah, what are they going? What are they
Yeah,
banding
they're just
together
dating-
for?
Yeah,
That's right.
We exist.
Oh, he fully white.
Yeah.
This motherfucker, man. Somebody told me this nigga was black. I think it was just that he was on Wild 'N Out in the first seasons. I made that shit up in my head. I was like, this nigga got to be half black at least.
But yeah,
Why would he be here? Wild.
I told you, he's from Staten Island.
He is from Staten Island.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
I have pride as a Staten Islander.
I'm proud of him. I don't even know the nigga. I'm proud of him.
It's true. I wonder what the like at one point because like I was thinking about that love bomb love explosion thing. If they're both bombing, like at what point do we just agree
Love
that
war.
that couple is toxic and nobody bears responsibility? I'm thinking about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing because I've been watching this and I've just been like. Seems like both of them are super fucked up. Like, can we call it a draw?
You think it's
Like-
an actual draw or you just feel like you being PC, being like it's a draw?
No, I'm with you.
I think both of them, I think she shat on his bed and he like threw a bunch, like tore a cabinet out of the wall. But I think they're both just performer. Like, I think they're like theater kids.
You know what the problem is, Chris?
And they're big performative personalities, and he's an alcoholic. They're probably both alcoholics. There's
Right.
drugs
Yeah.
involved. And so now they're both nuts. And now it's like, it's his fault. It's her fault. Like, it's both of your fault. I don't know what we can do for you.
They're weirdly having too much fun in that court.
Yeah, that's true.
They
This
literally
is their
think they're on
show.
Broadway.
Johnny Depp for sure.
I have not kept up with any of it. I don't know what's going on. I've heard more. I don't know. I've heard more that Amber Heard just kind of been kind of shittier than him. That's why I was asking. Was it an actual
pun
draw?
intended.
That's why I was like, is it an actual? No pun intended. I didn't know she shit on somebody's bed.
Yeah, she took
which
a
is
shit in the
wild.
bed.
But I wasn't being like, oh, is it? I was saying like, is it an actual draw or is it the PC thing to say you both are shitty versus like one of you were shittier? I don't know. It's not your job to be a juror either. I was just asking, was it a real like draw or were you just kind of like?
I'm just saying in situations like this and even the other one we were talking, it's interesting with the
ask me?
Kanye, Pete, Kim thing because I think all of them are really smart. So I think it's like look when we were talking about her Pete posting that stuff, we're like she had to have a say in it. Like she feels to me like the smartest one. She feels to me like the puppet master of it all for some reason. Kim in the whole
She's also been
Kanye
trained
Kim.
by like the emperor.
Yeah.
Of puppet mastery with Mama Bear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is like her thing.
Big nigga Chris, shout out to big nigga Chris doing her thing, holding it down. Chris be out here doing her thing, holding it down, boy, for real. We all give her credit. If nothing else, we all give her credit.
Yeah, all day.
She's marketed herself so beautifully, though. If nothing else, those girls can't do anything for themselves. We don't allow it.
She's like the
If
emperor.
If they did anything, we'd be like, that's Chris. Chris
Yeah.
was behind that. It was like if Kylie makes any decision in life, she's a billionaire today. We can go 10 years down the line. We like, yo, Chris was the one doing that.
It's the fruits of her labor.
It really is. Chris really has put on for the city, for real, for real.
It's like the Emperor in Star Wars. You know, you think Darth Vader is like the illest, and the Emperor just goes, and Darth Vader's like, "Oh shit, that's right.
Damn.
That's Chris."
You think Chris is
Damn.
gonna start fucking Pete Davidson after this?
Nah, but if she wanted to, I wouldn't be against it. I'd be like some Kardashian shit.
It's Kardashian.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, you doing your thing. You putting on for the city again.
Kardashian.
Kardashian-ish. They could make a whole Kardashian-ness based on the clips. A Rob Kris Jenner collab, Kardashian-ness.
Wait, what would it be? What clip?
I think it would. I don't know. I imagine it's still you and Chanel and a celebrity, but it's all the clips.
We had them on the show before. They were great, man.
Oh, really?
No, I think we had on Kendall and Kylie.
Did you see them FaceTiming like all the celebrities with just all of them like sitting there?
No.
It's kind of a viral video.
Oh, the little
It's pretty
thing,
fucking funny.
The TikTok thing.
I
when
also
they-
was surprised by the amount. I mean, I guess not surprised. They're also celebrities, but the amount, like the certain people they were FaceTiming. There were a couple of ones that I was like shocked by.
Man, Kanye put them on. No hate again. I swear to God, no hate. Because I'm not against the Kardashians. That doesn't do anything against me. I mean, for me or against me. It's just more that they were not even allowed in rooms before Kanye. They were not even
What?
bro.
Those
They
rooms.
were doing Fashion Nova and
Yeah, I'm with
very
you.
quick fashion brands that were like now she is on Balenciaga
Yeah.
and like those rooms didn't want to touch
She wasn't
the
in
Kardashians.
those rooms.
Anna Wintour, Met Gala wouldn't have touched Kim Kardashian. And then Kanye came through and was like, I'm dating her. Now she's like, it's crazy. Cause like you got on and left a black girl for a white girl, and then she got on and then she left your black ass for a white dude, and that's crazy.
This almost sounds like a Kanye song.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Driver charged with DUI after pub bike overturns, injuring 15 people. 15 people were injured in Atlanta on Saturday night when a pub bike overturned. The pedal
So what's a
pub,
pub bike is
It's
like,
like the crawl.
It's like the beach
Where
or the
where they
beer.
all bike ride on
Yeah.
it, and it makes
bro.
Are they drinking on a bike too, right?
Yeah.
The pedal pub bike driver has since been arrested and charged with driving under the influence. 2 people are in critical condition while 3 people are in serious condition. The 15 participants have been taken to hospitals with varying injuries, though none appear to be life-threatening. Immediately, the public came out running out of their cars, taking it back up and saving people who were lying underneath.
it tipped or
Yes.
oh,
How do you
fuck.
roll one of those?
Nigga, you doing tricks for sure. Like I've been riding this for 15 years. Watch this shit.
Right.
That's what you want. Also, you've been drinking with everybody else.
That's not your-
What have you been drinking
not
with
your
job.
everybody else?
It's like the one rule of your
That's
job.
not
is-
your job.
I also
You're there actually specifically so those people cannot drink. That's your job.
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah.
And you couldn't help yourself. They were like, no, take a shot. I also feel like, is it like a certain amount of passengers when it becomes like driving under the influence, or can you can get a DUI for just being on a bike by yourself, right?
Yes,
You
I'm
can.
wondering why not
Yeah,
all
okay.
of them.
Because
how
I-
is that even legal?
Oh,
Because they're all
yeah,
pedaling.
One guy's steering.
One guy's steering, but they're all pedaling.
But the pedals don't do shit. That's
Yeah.
like when you give
Your
a kid a
Honor.
remote control to play video games. You're like, you're not really playing. Just, we just making you think.
You'd be a good prosecutor though.
She's like, all these niggas going down. You didn't even know you was on the stand before today. That's crazy. But I was kind of with you. As soon as you said it, I was like, shit, I never thought about
You
it.
wanna
countersue all
Yeah.
of them for hurting your
She's the one
driver.
who shows up at the crime site and is like, "You're all going to jail.
You were
My
going too
neck.
fast.
Book them first."
They really hurt how many? Three people? Like,
It's 6 people
15?
total are in the hospital, but 15 were on the pedal bike.
And a couple
and how
were
many really
critical.
got critical?
3.
3.
Well, shit.
But no injuries were life-threatening. So.
So what makes it critical but not life
I
threatening?
thought
That was-
critical meant
What's the border
life-threatening.
between critical and not life threatening?
I think if you have to stay the night and be monitored, like you're gonna make a full recovery, but if you broke both your legs,
Yeah. Well, both your legs sounds real. Sounds
That's critical.
Sounds pretty critical.
critical.
Or if you smashed your head,
Okay,
Right.
all right.
you're still in critical condition because, like, if we didn't give you this attention,
Yeah.
you would die.
There
But
you go.
But you're good. You're not gonna die because you're here.
We got to.
Because we got
Critical
you.
condition.
Them giving a lot of credit to themselves.
Have you ever been in critical condition in your extreme sport? I'm still gonna call them extreme.
No, I haven't. I've been concussed a few times. I did hairline fracture my C2 and didn't know it for a while.
Whoa.
But it was fortunately not. It was stable, and then I just had to not do shit for a couple months.
Oh,
What does that mean? What's your C2?
It means it was a fracture, but nothing moved out of place.
Oh, how did it happen?
I landed. I was surfing in the South Bay, and I did a duck dive, and I came up underneath someone, which is freakish.
sounds horrible.
And head first, with my neck tilted up like this.
Yeah.
Impact, plow, C2, concussion. It was bad, but I didn't know for like 2 days. I was in like, your body just goes into like this cloaking device.
What do you go back to the shore? Do your like friends get you? What happens when
I
you're
didn't know.
in?
Like I kind of like was stunned. I freaked out, and then I was like, oh, I think I'm okay, and I kept going, and then I had a complete panic. I woke up like in crazy anxiety, panic attack, and then I started getting tired.
You're a real one.
And all this shit started happening like 2 days later, like, which is literally like why they say concussion protocol, because sometimes your body goes into a shock and then delays, and the real shit shows up 48, 72 hours later.
Yeah, I once I was skateboarding home, and I just kind of like jumped off trying to kind of catch my footing, and I smashed into a pole that I just did not realize was there. I'm not that good. Yeah. No, I was just like kind of just catching myself, and I really thought I was okay. And then the next morning, like my roommate like saw me have like a seizure, and I like wound up. I was in critical condition. As I thought about it, I was like, that was critical condition for sure.
You was doing dance moves?
I had like yeah.
Like
dude,
what happened?
He
The
walked
way you
in.
just did that was
Kind of like it's kind of like, oh my god, to me it's like a little like trigger, like
Oh,
holy
is it?
fuck, I almost died.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because he walked in and he saw me having a seizure,
Shit.
and then he started going to work because we worked together. We were doing a show, and he started going to work, and then he called his brother who was a nurse, and his brother was like, "You don't leave that guy alone." So he like turned around and like held me out. I'm still a little like that guy, like, come the fuck on. But I got to the hospital and they were like, holy shit, and like put me in an ambulance, sent me to
Holy
another
shit,
hospital.
Batman.
I got a flesh mohawk. Like I had a whole huge ass bump on my head. I turned very stubborn. Like I didn't want to. It wasn't really like me to be like, no, I'm fine. But I just turned into that. You ever see people do that? Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine. It's
Yeah,
almost like
for
a
sure.
weird reaction to be like, I'm fine. It's like,
For
you're not
sure.
fine, dude.
Another part of you that never existed comes out.
Yeah. And I kind of turned into a dick for a while there, and I'm going to blame it on probably the morphine they were pumping me with too. But like,
You
my
wanna
family
apologize to
came.
anybody?
I'm sorry to my mom. My family came out, and I was like, I'm fine. My whole vibe was,
It's not
I'm okay.
until you're not, and then you're like, I don't ever want to feel like this again. Yo, the anxiety attacks, the panic attacks from that shit is, I wouldn't wish it on someone I hated. It's not fun.
What from
A concussion, just anxiety attacks.
it just it
general.
adds to it
Oh,
for
yeah.
for
Yeah.
you, or is it about that event, or is it
you just suddenly think you're dying again for the third time that day, and your body starts sending you through all of the things that feel like you're dying.
Like into
but you-
shock. I was
yeah.
in a car accident. Was that like last year? And that like would happen to me for a couple days afterwards. It was crazy. And I had a concussion as well. And it's, yeah, I don't wish it on anybody. It's horrible.
It was hard for me to understand even when like a trigger was for a long time, and then I realized, because I didn't talk about this for a long time, that it like kind of was a trigger. Like I almost pretended it didn't happen in my mind. Like I was in the hospital for 9 days. Like
Shit.
I was there for a long time. Like I fractured my cranium.
Fractured your cranium and
Yeah.
left with some empathy.
Yeah. Also on day 6, this is how much my attitude was like, I'm fine. On day 6, I was like, I'm so bored. I'm going to leave. And I pulled in the middle of the night. I swear to God, I pulled my, IV out, changed, and walked down the street. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm like walking through like not a great neighborhood. And by the time I got home, even though there was one point where like I couldn't get into the building, and like I was like sitting down, and like I told this for something before, but I don't know. Could have died there. But then I got inside and my cousin was at my place and she was like,
What are you doing here?
we're going back to the hospital. And I was kind of like, okay, cool. Let me get my laptop. And like immediately I was like, yeah, I've realized that this is a bad idea for the past hour. I'm on a ton of morphine right now.
That's like some shit that happens on Grey's Anatomy.
It
But
was,
you don't end up at your house.
yeah, it was the craziest thing.
Teacher arrested for allegedly being drunk and high while she taught in class. A teacher in Northern California was arrested this week after allegedly teaching class while under the influence of alcohol, prescription drugs, and cannabis. The 46-year-old teacher at Tierra Linda High School in California was booked into Marion County Jail on Wednesday on charges of public intoxication and child endangerment. According to police, an administrator went to Leon Hart's classroom on Wednesday morning after being alerted that she was showing signs of intoxication. The school subsequently called the police. The school employee alerted a school administrator that they believed the teacher was under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs. The administrator said that she showed signs of intoxication and removed her from the classroom. When questioned by police, she denied consuming any alcohol. However, a screening test that was administered said she was operating at 3 times the legal limit.
God damn.
Not her first
God
time.
damn.
Yeah.
Not her first time. Just got her dose. The dose would not go well this time, but not her first time for sure.
You think it's not her first time?
Nah.
No.
I feel like, honestly, for me, I feel like it might be her first time. I feel like for you to be 3 times the limit says something so crazy is happening at home or just happened at home, and you were like, "Yo, I'm gonna still come to work anyway."
The
And
confidence to drink that much while
think-
on prescription pills shows me that you have done this before.
Yeah, it's a climb. I think
don't-
she's at the top of the mountain that you describe of. She got to the summit, but she had made her way there over time because of how shitty shit was at home.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I was just saying it in my head. You were saying not her first time doing drugs and drinking, or you were saying not her first time at school being fucked up.
Not her first time at school being fucked
That's
up.
what I was saying. I thought it might have been her first time for for this. Because if nothing else, I feel like if you do this, right? Like if you're a person that's like, yo, I get fucked up and I do my job. So if you Charlie Sheen, how they said Charlie Sheen did his job for years, okay,
Right.
and actually nothing happened. I don't know if I think it just got to a point where Charlie Sheen crossed somebody. So either the teacher crossed somebody, they was
Well,
like, yo,
I don't know if she has the talent of Charlie Sheen,
No.
to be fair.
But I'm
She don't
also
have that DNA.
I'm also saying 3 times the limit sounds like something so extreme has happened that you lost yourself.
Yes.
You're saying herself is still a alcoholic and a
Yes.
fucked up person, but this is just a heightened version.
Exactly.
I'm with you. I'm
Yeah.
just more saying I didn't know. Okay, cool.
Well, same thing, different dialect.
When it started, I was like drunk and high teaching, and I was like, I'm not that mad about the high teaching, but like, look, if anybody noticed you were to anything, probably no good. And I started, and then
3
it was like,
times the
and
limit.
prescription pills, and she was 3 times the little, and I was like, oh, there's a problem happening in this person's life. This
Yes.
isn't like, would it be fun if I got high today before I
No.
taught?
Who's she teaching?
It wasn't like that.
Elementary students.
What
Ooh.
grade? For them to be like, something's off. Somebody got an alcoholic parent.
I
They was
mean-
like, this is look like mommy for sure. This ain't right.
Damn, yeah, probably. I mean, yeah,
Somebody had
not-
to call it.
the story, the article very like quickly turned from like fun premise to like, shit, you got to go to rehab.
How much you go? Yeah. How do you do real time for this?
46 years old. What an interesting life she's led. Probably been teaching for a while.
But maybe it's a bottom. Maybe it's now it's a bottom or something recent that happened.
Yeah.
I hope it's not. And I've been a addict teaching kids.
This whole
For
time,
20
and you
years,
guys just
yeah.
realized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think 20 years. But some
She's
shit
on
went
paid
bad.
leave.
Yeah, some shit went bad.
That paid leave is something that I've never
That's
gotten.
interesting. Yeah.
Y'all don't think she should get paid leave? If she been great at her job for 16 years and she came to school fucked up once, y'all think she don't need to get paid leave? Damn, y'all niggas was against her so quick.
I've never gotten paid leave, I'd like to know. I've always just been fired.
I think teachers definitely need
It's
paid
a
leave.
different industry.
I'm sorry. She's a high school teacher, not elementary school.
So same thing.
High school English teacher.
We paying her $40,000. She need paid leave, fam. We
True.
can't leave her out here with nothing.
You should run for office.
Man, I be trying sometimes, but they be hating on the weed thing.
People are losing it on Twitter over Elon Musk's purchasing platform. Elon Musk is becoming the new owner of Twitter, and many on the platform are less than thrilled about the change. On Monday, it was announced that Twitter will be acquired by an entity wholly owned by Elon Musk for a reported bid of roughly $44 billion, and as a result, the company will go private. Free speech is the bedrock of functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated, Musk said per a release. I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans. Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it. While Musk seems eager for the company's future, many who use the service aren't looking forward to the billionaire manning the ship in the immediate future. Some are approving and others are ready to mass exit the app for something else, potentially Tumblr. Donald Trump presuming an invitation to return to the platform would be extended his way. I am not going on Twitter. I'm going to stay on Truth. I hope Elon buys Twitter because he'll make improvements to it and he is a good man, but I am going to be staying on Truth. The bottom line is, no, I am not going back to Twitter.
Look at the whites sucking each other off in front of us. First of all, what?
I drove behind a crazy person on the way here, and they had a lot of crazy person bumper stickers. I think they were magnets, which I thought was like, pretty cool new version of Crazy Guy. But the newest one said "Free Speech, Bitch," and had a Twitter logo and Elon's face painted like Obama's Hope and Change face.
Lord,
So the crazies are celebrating.
1,000%.
On the way here.
First of all, for I wonder how Elon feels though for him to propose to Donald Trump in front of all of us, and Donald Trump said no. Donald Trump was like, "I'm gonna stay over here at Truth, but you do your thing, nigga." Elon legitimately bought this shit in my eyes to allow hate speech to come back. He felt like hate speech is gone and the world has not been the same. I want to bring the hate speech back. So he was like, I'm gonna spend $44 billion
with a heartbeat
to ensure the whites can have whatever fucking voices.
I'm just trying to figure out what people think they can't say.
That's what I said. I'm like, yo, I think I retweeted Michael or repost Michael Che. I was like, yo, for the people who were like, free speech has been taken away. What is it that you've been stopped from saying?
We know they want to use that word that rhymes with trigger.
But first of all, there's no even laws against that. Yeah, I mean, you can still get that off, can't you?
Well, you get that taken down from Twitter.
Really?
Oh, from Twitter. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, but for you to put it all in free speech, it's just crazy for you to put that.
That's like the ultimate jerk off for some white people. I just want to be on social media and say it.
Yeah, I think he's still gonna take that down. I think he's still gonna, because like he's not gonna make it into like 8chan or something. He's not gonna make it into these like Wild Wild West message board shit. He's still gonna have anti-hate speech stuff. So how is it changed? Is just I don't understand what the.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he got some ideas. I don't think he just was. I don't think. He was just like 44 billion, no ideas. I just want to fucking get Donald back on.
Like I said,
maybe it's you bailing your homie out, but for your homie to be like no means y'all didn't even have a conversation about it beforehand.
Do you not think Donald Trump could be lying?
Yeah, no, it could be a great. It's
Donald
actually,
Trump lie.
This is literally. This is what I'm saying is that this is the best media play for Elon was to extend the invite to Trump and Trump to say no is the best thing he could ask for.
But he didn't extend it to Donald.
Donald Trump just came out and said
Donald Trump was just like, I know what y'all wondering.
Well, that works well for Elon.
It worked well for Elon.
And they're probably negotiating what it's going to cost for him to come back in real time as we speak, because it still could be a play.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be a play. It's just
Do you think Elon wants specifically Donald Trump to be? I don't know if he wants to control. His platform is that he doesn't want to control any type of media, right? But that's what he says now. But if you give a billionaire the fucking one of the biggest media companies in the world, this guy's gonna have influence. Like billionaires own a lot of media companies, but like, should they? I'm
with you.
I haven't heard of many of these dudes. Like, we have a couple billionaires, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, in America and outside of America, still most billionaires are white. So for them to be taking the power or watching the power in their eyes or their country in their eyes change in a way that makes it more diverse or more this or more that, I can understand. I don't want to understand, but I can understand how that would be frightening to them, and how someone like Elon may feel like I have the money and I have some power, but Donald has power.
Right.
As well.
Right.
I need the power as well. If I want to move certain things and do certain things, let me get, the general of bigotry call and let them know that we got things moving again.
Right. I think you make a good point. Imagine being like a multi-billionaire, owning all these platforms, but you're not dictating the culture. In fact, what you look like and how you live isn't even the culture that people are aspiring to be. And if you're on the cusp or whatevs of that weird ego drive that a Musk has, then yeah, you might think it's logical to spend $44 billion with a hard B to have the loudest microphone in the room.
And what he's saying is, which is, no matter what his intention is, a great strategy. What he's saying is, I don't even want. I'm getting it. I'm giving it back to the people. Right. That's like the
Sure.
Yeah,
the
we know what that means.
Classic,
It means
populist.
like you guys can push the envelope again and be horrible.
Yeah, and be like, well, we don't want to stop the people from speaking their mind, even if their mind is to oppress you.
There's nothing like that, that sanction-coded white nationalist, anti-Semite, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
being able to really be direct about it and not have to risk scolding and bully and aim to suppress people in the guise of free speech.
That's fact.
Because I think that's the only thing that's missing.
Do you think
from the
those
platform.
guys will really like? Yeah.
Do you want to view them as something else? You think?
No, I guess it's just it's giving a platform for a community like that, like the alt-right exists on Twitter, like to exist. And I guess you're right. If you're part of the alt-right, you see Twitter as slowly picking off leaders in your community.
Yeah, you
and
want
so
to be able to dunk on weird things like diversity.
yeah,
And if
yeah.
Which is a threat to your existence.
Right. And now by Elon saying I want to give everybody free speech, he's specifically catering to those people who are like, good, my leaders were knocked off.
We're back.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't think
it's no surprise that
I think he's gonna have to deal with his own issues of
I
censorship.
don't think it's any surprise that if somebody has gotten that rich, gotten that rich or reached that level, you've put yourself in groups. Certain groups of power, certain groups that look like certain things, certain groups that believe certain things, in which how they got the power to begin with. So I don't think it's that surprising. I think that it's like, damn, you have hope sometimes for the world.
I think
and
you said it
Elon
before.
did some things sometimes that made you be like, man, I give my, you got a lot of hope for Elon, but then you also like, him and Kanye agree. That should have been a red flag that we was in trouble, nigga. That should have been a red flag that this nigga was not on our team.
Straight
and
up.
He didn't give a
Hey,
fuck
look
about
up
us.
for real. Look up the stories about the wildness of being black and working at Tesla.
Yeah, no, it's been coming out more and more that it's like, nah, they not fucking with us in the slightest. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I wouldn't be surprised with that.
So do you think ultimately for Elon, is this a good move or a bad move in the long run for him? Let's say he gets it, because it's still just a deal on the table right now. It's not like for sure, right?
I think the
Do
process
you think it's
of what
good
it takes
for him
is a
in
couple
whatever
months out.
fucking orbit he's in that he now owns this communication platform? Do you think he's actually going to use like that? Do you think he's now going to be associated with with the hate speech on the platform, or he's going to develop a whole new censorship program that nobody will like anyway? So it's like I just see him becoming an enemy to everyone, or literally just becoming evil.
No, I don't.
Like I don't think this is good for him in any sense. I can't think of a way where this works out.
I think it's good for him in his eyes if it's, again, a play for power, or if it's a play for more things to come.
Like evil shit.
Yeah, but in their eyes, it's just business shit, or in their eyes, it's just America shit. Because I don't want to be like white shit, But in their eyes, it's just like, this is what the fuck has gotten us here. Why the fuck will we turn away from the formula in which has built this country?
Right.
And yeah, if we're watching it, I think you have to give people hope. You have to give people enough to believe there's a way out. What else ain't even fun for the evil? It's a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, like, I think that somebody like Elon, I looked at him and I thought like, oh, this. Or, I don't know if I thought a lot about him, but I also was like, I'm eager to see where he really lands. Of course, I would hear him and Kanye, you know, talking a lot and them being friends. It is. I don't know a whole bunch about what Elon really like actually does versus what Elon like promises a lot of. I don't know. In my eyes,
Like his
Elon,
personality.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, obviously Tesla's Tesla, but I feel like other than that, around the about, I feel like Elon has like said a whole bunch of shit and just gets in these constant dick swinging competitions.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, these ain't even got shit to do with us, fam. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the scariest thing is that these motherfuckers with all this power be having these competitions that have nothing to do with us and everything to do with us, all in the same breath.
Right. And not being able to stomach people not liking you. So it makes you just wild all the way out.
That nigga know he ain't likable.
Yeah, but he's got.
Yeah, but he don't
you
talk.
He wants to
But
say
you
fuck
just
the
listed all the
haters.
reasons why, in his mind's eye, yeah, I'm a nerd who replaced all his hair and has billions of dollars and made electric cars and goes to space. Why wouldn't you like me? Oh, you don't like me?
Yeah.
I think it's also a little bit of that nerd being like, but these strong guys like me. This Joe Rogan likes me. He's
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
The UFC guys like me. They're strong.
Yeah.
Like it's that like attraction to
That's the
strength.
same. That's the same thing as like a rich dude being like, "This pretty girl likes me," and it's like, "No, you're rich. She does not like you, fam."
Yeah.
Like Joe Rogan and them don't give a fuck about you, fam. They might like your mind a little bit. You're a smart dude for sure.
mean, they like your
but
mind.
they're also like, "Yo, fam, you rich. You can move shit for real, nigga. You're an asset. You are a resource."
But that's the nerd being like, I told you.
Yeah,
Told
I
you I was
believe that, yeah.
right. And he gets in those moments for sure.
Visionary asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see him like becoming like a transformer in like 10 years. Like when he just walks around in some fucking machine.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it might pull up on you at any
Yeah.
second because of a tweet you said.
Right.
You like, this nigga be really watching all the tweets?
Oh, I didn't even think about this. Old Elon is totally going to be like, Elon in his 80s is going to have some new Tesla wheelchair.
Like the Japanese dude in,
For sure.
in the Wolverine. That suit.
Yeah.
where-
Yes.
Yeah, like that.
he's gonna be that person
And
for our reality.
trying to get certain people that he could like suck the soul out of so he could
Ooh,
live.
for sure.
Yeah.
As Elon gets older, he's gonna try to figure out how to live forever.
Yeah.
Sure.
There'll be a myth. People be like, yeah, I'm going to go visit Elon's house. They're like, you know, I heard he sucked the soul out of people. And they be like, no, that's just a myth. He doesn't really. And then we won't hear from them again. It'll become Jeffrey's Epstein's Island.
No, Elon will
It'll
be
like-
on Mars, living on Mars, and
Right.
people will
Sucking
be
souls
going-
out.
Yeah, you'll have to go to Mars.
To get your soul sucked out.
Right.
Would you, if you're really the richest man on earth, that like, do you want to go to Mars, or are you like?
Isn't that all he's trying to do?
But does he
Is
actually?
live on Mars?
Does Elon want to actually go to Mars, or does he want?
Just to send
He's
people?
trying to get a
Send.
timeshare up
Oh,
there.
he ain't going first.
No. I mean, yeah, no way.
No, he wants to make sure it works.
But I thought that
first.
was
Yeah.
one of his goals was to
to build an actual
build-
life on Mars and shit.
life somewhere.
Would you
else
really
on another
take
planet.
4 years out of your Elon life to go to Mars? That
fam,
sounds
if
boring.
he already got plans to have his life extended, he might be like, them 4 years don't mean shit,
Right.
fam.
He might
Because
know some
Tesla
shit.
freezing is coming out.
Elon definitely knows some shit.
Definitely know some shit.
No, but I
definitely
think
Or
he's
he planned some
aging.
shit.
I think he's
Yeah.
aging like crazy because he's going further out in orbit, more around the sun. I don't know. I think he's gonna age hard.
He's like, we can do slavery on Mars. Trust me.
I mean, he does have an apartheid background.
He does. Harvard commits $100 million to address universities' ties to slavery. On Tuesday, Harvard University announced it's setting up a $100 million endowment fund to address
how
and
much
further
is it
study
really?
the school's ties to slavery.
Harvard's like, we looked at our numbers. We owe them $30 billion. Let's give them $100 million.
The school has committed $100 million to create an endowed Legacy of Slavery fund. The money will contribute to continued research and memorialization of the school's historical use of labor by enslaved people, with the university set to work with descendants of those enslaved at Harvard and nearby communities. Harvard benefited from and in some ways perpetuated practices that were profoundly immoral. Said the student president in an email to students and staff. Consequently, I believe we bear a moral responsibility to do what we can to address the persistent coercive effects of those historical practices on individuals, on Harvard, and on our society. The email included a 100-page report by the school's 14-member committee on Harvard and the legacy of slavery. The ways Harvard benefited from the slave trade and other industries linked to slavery are laid out in the report, which also documented scholars from the campus advocating for racism and the exclusion of black students.
Okay, I got an interesting perspective. I like that. I like that actually. And I'm thinking something. Harvard's got my mind working. Harvard. What if, like, because one of the things or one of the reasons that people are so afraid of reparations is the detriment and the debt that the country would have to pay, and it could be trillions and it could hurt. Okay. What if we docked a certain percentage from the country, but also the other percentages from institutions and corporations that have benefited from slavery, and they dock the other pay? It might be an easier way to pay out. With Harvard donating $100 million, let's just say Coca-Cola $200 million, blah blah blah, this many millions. It may be an easier payout that way than all Mercedes-Benz and so on, anything else but in this country or outside of this country. But no, it may be an easier payout that way than it is just for the country to take on the debt of trillions of dollars by themselves immediately.
Did I tell you before that you should run for office? Because it's like three policies that I'm like, what's my job? Like,
thanks, man. This is what we do on this show.
Yeah,
we get drunk and we solve everything in life.
public ass policy.
Yeah, man.
Tax write-off for
You like that, Chris?
The only I would say,
I saw his face.
No, here I'm just poking
white man
holes.
has-
Is that
has-
every company is going to try to deny their involvement in slavery? They're going to try to walk their way out of it. They're going to find loopholes.
That's fair.
But
also, we
but
know
also
the
it'll
country-
be a little competition. Oh, we
Exactly.
donated $100 million, even though I don't think we really even had
like,
to.
hey, we started in
BT,
1990.
why are you giving us
but
this
we
money?
all benefited.
BT is like, we give $100 million. We're like, BT, no, it's not the right time. No, I'm with you, but I think that you can probably, the same way that Harvard has documented the actual basically tree or the fucking connection to the slave past, I'm pretty sure we can ancestry DNA all these fucking companies and find out who has what ties to what. It's not that hard. So the denying part isn't an issue. I think
So you can create a big fund out of that.
Yeah, I think that we basically have, you ever been to a black church? They got the raising their church fund thing over on the side, and it don't ever get moved. But it's over on the side, they raising money each week. I think that we go over, we do the actual math, because the math has been done on TikTok and other places for
The math has been done on TikTok.
Well, yeah.
I like that as a political.
No, but we also had a couple professors, black professors, who actually did the math as well of what the America would owe, and it was in the trillions for real. It was crazy amount, but it was we were able to actually do the actual math and get to the actual number. So for me, you go over it just like a church fund, and you go over that number and say, basically, let's start to work on the different companies in this that are not paying taxes anyway. Let's start fucking going over different countries that we may have given all kind of tax cuts and benefits and payouts and all kind of shit during the pandemic. Anyway, we look toward what the fuck they owe, and we say, all right, cool. Crowd fund the full thing. And Coca-Cola $200 million, Harvard being $100 million, this institution being 50, 20, 300,
reparations
100.
solved.
No, I ain't saying it's that easy, but I'm saying, nigga, if y'all want to vote for me,
put a little something on it. That's the policy.
I like it.
I'm with it.
I'm saying let's do it. That's the third time I didn't try to save you white people on this podcast, and y'all have not jumped at it yet, which is just like y'all.
And
Chris,
you
talk
haven't
to
I
them.
like
thanked
that.
Chris, talk to them, please.
I like that Harvard. I did that. I was at first I was like $100
I like that
million
Harvard.
bucks. At first I was like $100 million bucks. I was like,
Should have been more.
What are you doing with it? What are you doing with $100 million is a lot of money. So I don't completely understand what they're doing with that $100 million.
Damn.
And
Private school.
Did you hear, Chris?
Whether it would be
He
better
did not
served
seeing black people
in,
get paid
in
He
sterling.
said $100 million is a lot of money. I just don't.
But
feel
then once they read that report and they're like doing all this work on maintaining the education about how we got here, and then I was like, well, they're fucking Harvard. They should be putting their resources and money towards education. So I got into it.
And the
but
folks
So like we still not letting niggas in, but we will give y'all $100 million and shut up.
Exactly. Hey, how do we deflect? Letting them in and continue with our same old legacy entrance.
If you see the last episode of Atlanta, it's like a nigga being in the room being like, I think $100 million would do.
You know that over at Yale they were like, these motherfuckers.
150.
Damn it.
Terry Crews apologizes for Black Lives Matter comments he made in 2020. It was a mistake. Terry Crews has apologized for comments he previously made about the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020. The actor appeared on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah following the recent release of his book. In June 2020, Crews took to Twitter to write, "If you are a child of God, you are my brother and sister. I have family of every race, creed, and ideology. We must ensure Black Lives Matter doesn't morph into Black Lives Better. Defeating white supremacy
Nigga,
without
what?
white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth," he wrote in another tweet. Crews wrote in another message, "Like it or not, we were all in this together." Crews then continued in another tweet, "Any black person who calls me a coon and Uncle Tom for promoting
The replies
equality
got real.
is a black supremacist because they have determined who's black and who is not." Crews apologized for the statements, telling Noah that he's sorry to anybody who was offended by his tweets, which he said were a mistake. "As an African-American man, a black man here in this country, I did not want to give the perception that we were supposed to gloss us over and forgive the death of George Floyd, the murder of George Floyd," he said. "The need is for us all as people to actually come together. This is our country. We died and fought, and I'm not giving it away. This is our inheritance." Elsewhere in their conversation, Crews discussed some personal issues and the healing journey he's been on. "I just wanted peace, and I guess it goes back to my approval. It goes back to my need for approval. It went back to that," Crews told Noah. And again, it was a mistake. It was a mistake to tweet that out at the time.
Buy my book.
Yeah, you get,
buy my book.
yeah.
Buy my book.
You can tell Terry Crews' PR team is still white though. Like even in the statements, you was like, white people still corrected this.
Yeah.
It still wasn't you correcting this. This was you asking the whites, "What should I do?" Can you guys say what I should say to the blacks again?
Because that should have been like, everyone else, you're not in this.
Yeah,
Black people, hi, it's me, Terry.
it's me.
You
Terry.
remember me from like all those movies when you thought I was down?
Yeah.
I just wanted to apologize. I stepped completely out of line. It was the bag. It was COVID. I didn't want to lose the bag, and I just thought this would get me a big time approval at the network, which, by the way, it did. Network stood by. I'm
They
like,
did, of course.
Dude,
Gave him all the shows.
this is
Gave
a
him all the
wonderful
packs.
Terry
all
Crews.
the shows.
We love this nigga. I also think that it's crazy that like Terry. It wasn't that I'm high now. I'm trying to think of what the fuck I was gonna say. It was the net. You said something about the network. It was the bag. Blah, 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 blah. Oh no, Terry Crews has had a history though of stepping in front of movements when he don't need to.
Black women.
Black women. He stepped in
the
front of
Me
Me
Too
Too
movement.
movement as well. He
Yeah.
was like, "I'm gonna let you bitches finish." He stepped in on some ignorant shit, nigga. Nobody asked you to be here.
But it's interesting because Terry Crews was like, he had filed suit against an agent at a certain point that had sexually harassed
Assaulted
him.
him. Assaulted him. Yeah.
And came out. I knew him from, I used to play in the E-League with him.
Yeah. He was definitely around the elite.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But you know, he was super innocent. You're like, oh, there's Terry Crews.
yeah. But
That was before he started stepping out with these statements where you'd be like,
why? Yeah, why? Who asked you to do this? A black supremacist is crazy. First of all, I want to go on record saying
in the
fact
midst
that-
of the largest civil rights movement in world history.
First of all, we haven't achieved the quality you're talking about being fucking too cocky. He's like, hey, blacks, before we get any further.
You're questioning my blackness?
Oh,
I'm Terry Crews.
I did the Friday thing.
Did you not see me in the background flexing behind Denzel Jackson?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I don't know if black people are going to forgive Terry Crews, and then I just don't know if like it's the time. I hate when people try to ask for forgiveness when they selling something.
A book.
Stop selling me something and then being like,
Yeah.
I'm also sorry.
Put that out as a single.
Yeah, nigga, it has to be the lead single. It has to be the lead single.
It doesn't even make the album.
Yeah.
Just put it out as a random single that says, I'm making music.
For the fans.
Say it to the blacks first and then say it to the whites. Don't announce it to the whites first. You owe also all of them a personal apology. Come to the shade room, Terry Crews, and tell niggas that you're sorry. And then we'll accept your apology. We not about to let you go on whatever the fucking late show or Good Morning America, nigga.
To be fair, it was Trevor Noah.
It was Trevor. That's South American man? I mean, South African man?
Yeah.
No,
It's my people. Be careful.
I like Trevor Noah, but I don't know if he's the blackest representation we need here.
He's not
But
the,
on late
in
night,
America.
is he not the
On
only?
late night
He
is.
could have went in Deezers in Merrill, whatever the fuck they are. They blacker than him.
He could have went and saw
Them niggas is New York.
He could have went and saw Z-Way.
He could have went and
I
saw
love her.
Z-Way. He wouldn't
I
have
love
survived.
her. Shout out
He
to
wouldn't have made it
Z-Way,
out.
honey.
I love Z-Way too. Yeah, he wouldn't have survived.
Love
She would
her.
destroy that nigga.
She destroyed
Charlemagne.
He would be gone.
Charlemagne's getting bad shit for real.
He
Now-
needed that though.
But they're also friends, so it's like funny, like for her, like to really, because you know he had the. Well, I don't know if he had to, but I would imagine he okayed everything at some point. I was like, yeah, this is fine, and like for him to really be
It'll be
getting the
good for
bad
him.
press around it, yeah, I think he did kind of owe, you know,
An explanation.
Ne-
He went
Yeah.
there to take the kick.
Well, because I feel like he gives heat so much on his platform and his show that I feel like he needed to go take heat on someone else's show. I don't know if he's.
But
done
you know,
that
in between,
before.
he was like,
What did I miss?
Damn, sis, like you really out here, like
yeah,
you're killing me. When at the end, when he says, you know, I got 4 beautiful daughters and I'm married to a beautiful black woman. He's like, oh, you have 4 daughters and a black wife? Brave. And she just pauses. Just like, brave. And his face is like,
yeah,
hey, we didn't talk about this.
yeah. Which you know is everybody's face with him. Like you could be that nigga's friend and pull up on him and go to wherever he at. He gonna ask you a question. You like, nigga, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
So I love to see her doing it back to him and being like, hey, we ain't gotta talk about this. Let's talk about it right now.
It was brilliant. I watched it like 30 times today. I was like, this is science. Also, if you say yes to go sit with Z-Way.
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold.
I didn't know Charlemagne was on Z-Way. I want to watch it now.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. This is actually going to be great for him, but he's going to have to, it's going to be a few weeks there.
Oh, really? Because I almost kind of see, she's like a little like Zach Galifianakis-y though, where she goes, where like, I guess I didn't see this
You
one.
got to see it.
This
She
one
is, but
a
she
little-
still, I think, says real things.
Yeah.
With a-
She does.
She's Zach
Yeah.
Galifianakis with a sniper rifle.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
I mean, I also heard like digital series where she would just bait people into being racist was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
and
She's great. Funfetti Cheesecake has asked, if people plan their funerals like they plan their weddings, what would be some must-haves at your funeral?
I think I've already talked about this before.
have you?
My
Also, the overall idea is not just what you would do. It's if it was tradition for everybody at their funerals to throw a big fucking funeral, like you've saved for it your whole life. Like what is happening at funerals in general? Like what's a cheap funeral look like? What's an expensive funeral look like?
Yeah.
And then specifically, what does your funeral look like?
You saving for it your whole life. You gonna just
Yeah,
throw
what are
that
the
money away?
must-haves? What are the
You're a
must-haves?
selfish motherfucker. You like
I
$300,000
got
on my funeral.
Questlove for sure is DJing.
That's dope.
Sounds expensive.
I think Jay's going to perform.
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And then
He said Jay.
At your funeral?
Stevie Wonder.
He's
this
not
is
dead
fantasy.
yet. That nigga's not dead yet. By the time
Thanks
you
for
die,
reminding-
nigga, when do you die? Son? God damn,
It's-
Stevie Wonder should have already.
It's Stevie's hologram.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
I like
But
that.
the
expensive.
real one, like the certified
shit, it looks
NFT
real.
one, that
Yeah.
that I
Ooh,
bought.
I want to get my own hologram.
No one's seen a Stevie Wonder show because I bought it, all the rights to his public performance. And then when I die,
Damn,
Comes
released
out.
into the world.
damn,
Damn.
that's crazy.
And
Oh, it's like a world
peace
premiere.
as a result.
Not that crazy of an idea. Stevie Wonder's music could do that.
Yeah, especially if
I'm
it hasn't
with
been played in like 30 years.
And
People are
Questlove is DJ.
you. One of the best, if not the best artists of all time. I'm with you on that. My funeral, I want it to be a roast. So I want everybody to come prepared with their jokes. Like everybody that comes to my funeral at least has to have one joke about me.
Epic.
Yeah, that they like, yo, I'm gonna make this joke about him, whatever. But like, I want it to be a full-on roast. I believe that funerals should be celebrations of life. So I want people to come in and have fun at my funeral because I'm a fun-ass nigga.
I love the idea of somebody just crying so much
At their
that they
joke.
have to tell their one joke.
Yeah,
But
Alana.
they're still crying. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's definitely
It's
And
a
they like,
beautiful image.
didn't she kill him?
He said he wanted everyone to.
I don't know.
She's on furlough for 10 hours.
I think if there's like a funeral industry, I'm having, if I can, I think I can pull it off by the time I die. Different versions of me at my funeral that you can go talk to. They're holograms. Like to see one, but like you can be like, oh shit, there he
So
is.
I just
when he
started
was
a whole
2.
industry.
Well, I mean, people throw in
It sounds
this
very
reality.
like Harry Potter almost.
Yeah.
Like in the pictures and they're all moving. You can have conversations. With
Yeah,
them.
and there I am, and you're like, oh my god, because then like my grandkids who only knew me as an old man are
see
like,
you as
oh
a
my
younger
god, this
version.
is
Yeah.
what he was.
Grandpa was an asshole too.
I just smoked a joint with my high school grandpa.
Can you see all
You know?
this from like heaven or wherever you are? Because you don't believe in like God and stuff, so I'm pretty sure you're going below. But
Ooh,
Christopher
can I
John.
see it? I like the idea that I can just see it.
yeah, Christopher John. Christopher John.
And then like hell
God's
comes
like,
up.
let me read down the list. Christopher John.
You're going to hell.
But I'm Christ-like.
Just fall down to the bottom.
I was just saying if you could see.
I
like, would
always
you be
imagine
sad?
myself watching from hell.
Yes, what I'm saying. Completely different view.
Looking up, terrible people around me, like
Well, I was saying if you could watch yourself, would you be sad if like people wasn't talking to like one of the versions of you? Like if people were like, "Oh, old him was annoying," and they only talked
these
to
were
like,
the years he did Wine and Weed podcast, and everyone's like, I'm good on that one.
yeah, they're like, those were his worst times.
I'm like, that was fun. What the fuck? No one wants to talk to podcast grandpa. I don't know. You know, I think I'd feel good from down there.
You have nothing.
I am watching with Elon from Mars because I've lived forever
Oh, you've lived forever.
with Elon.
Do you want to live forever? If you could live forever, like, would you?
Am
live
I
forever?
still getting older? Like my body's like not working anymore, or am I just I can pause at an age and live that age forever?
I don't know.
I think Elon got you to be able to pause.
Pause.
you think
Okay,
so?
I would pause.
What age?
I would pause for like different moments. For
What
a
if
longer
pausing
time.
comes out at like 65? You gonna pause at 65?
Oh, you can only pause at 65.
I know some people
Yeah.
who are 65 that still seem
My dad's
kinda
65.
young.
That
Yeah,
nigga
his
be doing
parents
all
kinda
type of
lit.
shit.
Yeah, you can pause.
Yeah,
you can
well, I'm
probably
like,
get
damn,
in
nigga,
shape.
that's what's up. He plays sports every day.
Yeah.
My dad was that dude.
Yeah.
You can still probably get in shape at 65 if you're 65 forever.
You can still have sex.
If you're 65 forever, that doesn't necessarily mean we don't have the technology for you to live forever. Or is this forever?
Yeah, but you just 65 forever.
You can't die. You can still die. You can still like shoot yourself, right?
I like
Whoa,
that.
that's
Just
wild.
planning.
I like that. Like you can decide like, hey, I want 10 years of being 65, then I'm good. Because I feel like
Why
watching
not
Then-
just die at 75?
well, because your body is still getting older.
Yeah,
but
I don't want
75
to. I don't want to die like that.
Yes. Yeah.
What age are y'all like, yo, that's too
Too
old
old.
for me. I'm not trying to live to that age. Did I already ask you this last week?
We talked about it privately.
Oh, okay. What age are you like, that's cool for me? Because I have ages that I'm like, I don't want to get, I don't become 90. And you're like, Grandpa,
But then
Grandpa,
you
you
see
know who
that-
you talking to, right? No, nigga, I don't. Shoot me. I've been asking y'all for years.
But then you see that like super lucid 100-year-old.
Yeah, if I can be that, that's
Yeah.
so rare.
I know,
That
but
person
Betty White.
only ate almonds their whole life. They
No.
take some weird shit.
Betty White. She for sure was doing drugs. Back in her
Betty, I
youth.
would have never announced her death until she was 100. They only had a week to go. If she died, I would have
She
been
was
like,
over
yo.
100, wasn't she?
No.
No, she was about to
like
turn
2
100 and a
days.
week later. I would have just kept her body right there and been like, don't let nobody know. The LT baddie is under the sheet. Y'all keep that under wraps.
99.
That's what they're doing with the queen.
You think the queen's dead already? I already said that, but you think she really dead now?
Since
We
we've
just
had
saw
that
her.
conversation, I've assumed the queen is dead.
Nah.
is
Just
dead.
in my own mind, I'm pretending
I watched
like
The
queen.
Crown.
Every time I read an article, I
On
pretend
Netflix?
the queen is dead.
I
Now,
watched The Crown. She's made of other stuff.
Yeah.
She gets to live a while.
Oh, word? Like Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like that.
what if she's made of other
Titanium?
stuff for us who don't watch The Crown?
She know what Wakanda is, for real.
She doesn't know that, but she's been living like in this super godlike. The queen is a deity. She's not like. Yeah, she's.
And you
she's
think
different.
that energy helps her live forever, or you
Yeah.
think the food she's eating helps
What
her
do you
live
think is the
forever?
puppeteers that are
I think
controlling her limbs?
I think in centuries past it would kill you, but now because she has access to all the shit and she's the queen,
You
she
really-
knows Elon stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
feel
mean,
like
she
the
is
queen.
England.
So you feel like the queen got Elon shit under wraps? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
I think she definitely
Well,
has
because
Elon.
Putin got what? His house is worth what?
Oh, Putin's got
200
Elon
million
shit.
or 1 billion? No, his house worth $1 billion.
His
which
house?
Yeah, his house alone, which is
His
crazy.
house,
Putin, yeah.
because he has that underground bunker
He's
and
got
everything.
he's supposedly
Right.
the
He
richest
has,
man in the
like-
world.
or he has like $100 or like $1 billion worth of property.
one
no, it's
billion
$1 billion
dollar
house. I'm
mansion.
fucking trying.
One house is $1 billion.
So you gonna
$1
just-
billion.
you wanna listen to me the whole
1.4
time?
billion. 1.4
I wasn't saying that the whole time, Chris.
Is this real
This nigga said,
information?
whoa! Well, I just said this 4 times. Phil was like,
I
that's
just
not
did not believe. I was like, "There's no way
real. I'm
that's."
just a liar on this goddamn podcast.
How can you make $1 billion mansion?
Bro, he's the richest man in the world.
He runs Russia.
Is it underground too?
You just have to be a ruthless dictator.
So I'm saying, like, is it like one of those things where we don't really know? Because the queen and them, the royal family just getting paid to be royal. They don't even do shit.
Yeah,
They just
don't-
be hanging out
They
and
don't
be
have
royal.
they don't have Putin money.
They ain't got Putin money.
I don't think they have
So how
Putin
long
money.
she gonna really live without Putin money?
She got close to $1 billion though, so she's
That's
good.
decent.
Yeah,
That's
good.
good. Decent. That's good. That's really good. I just don't know if I look at Kanye and be like, he gonna live forever, or Donald Trump like they gonna live forever. But the queen
Donald's
somehow.
on some shit,
Donald's on McDonald's diet.
but they got him.
I
on
don't
some
get
shit.
how he did
So the
that.
royal
Donald gets-
family, as estimated by Forbes, is worth $72.5 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Did I say hundreds of millions?
That's
Sorry.
a lot of money.
I did
That's
that wrong.
72 billion.
72.5
She might be able to be an
billion.
X-Man by
She's
now.
good.
Yeah, she's good. For sure, she's good. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm trying to
Megan
think.
would just walk away from all that as well.
There's some staff that have gone missing.
They must have been saying nigga as soon as she walked in. nigga. She walked in like, this is not going to work. I got to go at some point.
Yo, I mean,
For her to fucking give that all up, 72 billion means it was so crazy in the house that she was like, I am half
literally-
black and this is not okay.
yeah, literally the maids were like,
Yeah.
right.
The maid was like, you're lesser than. Know your place.
I think she still probably has all the money and power in the world, and that's what.
Meghan
like,
Markle?
I mean,
She laughed all the way.
Meghan Markle ain't got all the money and all the power.
I mean, not all the power in like when we're like talking Putin and shit,
Listen,
but the power that they need for their life. Yeah,
Harry still gets a check every month.
he
Harry
get a
gets a
check.
huge check, so they get whatever the fuck they want, and now they're like this, brand of we turned against the queen.
Right. They got. I think they got an Apple
everything
deal.
they needed.
Yeah, like
everything they need.
But
Maybe a
like
Disney deal?
for everybody to give them deals, does that mean they're against the queen too? Is it like some rap shit where it's like, yo, Apple just financed Meghan Markle's new show, so fuck the queen?
Netflix
is
just
it
canceled her.
so?
Netflix just canceled her show.
They did.
Her animated show that she was developing.
The queens.
No,
No,
Meghan Markle. The queen's got
queen
picked
got
up. The queen's got picked up for season 2.
She's like, this show's gonna be hilarious.
Adult animation, the queen.
She's like, I just have always wanted to write an adult animation show.
No, Meghan. Yeah, I don't know what Meghan Markle. I haven't heard anything since they ran away from home.
Since the Oprah
I think they're still in a Tyler Perry studio
Yeah.
somewhere, like hiding
Stage
out.
3. They just on stage 3,
Right.
just hanging
That
out.
was during COVID. Right?
That
They
was
had no
during-
place to go.
Yeah.
They lived on one of his sets. They lived at House of Pain for real. Them niggas was living at House of Pain. Where they at now?
Tyler.
Where they at now?
Tyler was like, Megan, baby, I got you.
Where are they at now? And like, no, for real, they're gonna have to go back home eventually because they're not gonna make enough money here.
They went back for Prince Charles' funeral.
And they talked to niggas too. They had to cut a deal while I was over there.
For who? Not Prince Charles.
Prince Charles. No, what's his name? It was Prince Charles, right?
No, Charles is good.
What's
it was,
her husband?
Damn, you know the royal family?
Bro, I told you I
You
watched
watched-
Suits. I mean,
No,
not Suits.
Prince Charles.
He told Meghan Markle, I watched Suits. I've been keeping up since the early work. The fuck the queen shit is nice.
Philip.
Philip.
Philip. No,
Oh, Philip.
I watched The Crown.
Charles is
okay.
Diana's husband,
Yeah.
right? See, I
Yeah,
got
but who
a
is Philip?
Old
That's
ass
the queen's husband.
Philip's the queen's husband. Prince
Oh,
Philip.
queen. How old was he?
I didn't even know he was
What?
still around.
He used to get rowdy.
Jerry Buss style?
Yeah, like
just
rowdy
passed.
Jerry Buss style. You gotta watch The Crown.
I gotta watch The Crown.
I didn't know I gotta watch The Crown.
Damn, the royal family. Wow.
Oh, he was 99 when he died.
He was 99.
Yeah.
And how old is she?
It's that Elon.
113.
Sad Elon.
How old is
She's
the
90
queen?
something and she still drives too.
She's
She
96.
ain't driving.
Yes, not in the streets, but they show her. She'll be in the Defender, just on the grounds.
The Queen
Yeah,
today.
The Queen,
Today, like modern day.
like today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought she was dead for a while because they had announced something and I was like, nah, she dead. And they don't want to announce it. And I get that. But for her just to be pushing and driving, that's wild, fam. I don't know what they're giving her. I would like for her to tell everybody else it's pretty selfish of her to be like, I'm going to drink this English tea, this special English tea each morning and not tell everybody else. But
Yeah, I'd watch
think
like
it's
a goop of the Queen.
a tutorial.
Yeah, just
If she
like,
did a health tutorial each day,
Yeah, how she
the
runs
queen should do a
morning
health
routine.
and youth tutorial each day.
Now
That'd be dope.
gather round.
for my morning routine.
Did we do it?
I think that's our show.
Hey, I had
Hey.
immense amount of fun.
We
Yes.
appreciate you for being here.
It's
We
incredible.
sincerely do.
Is there any
it
book?
means a lot to get to hang with you again, especially after our initial.
Why are
meeting.
you gonna do this? On this
Oh
podcast?
yeah, we didn't even talk about this.
It's the
Why would we?
This is
talk
one
about
of my
this?
You can't
favorite. This is
Why
a
is it
great
one of your
story.
favorites? It's not a good
No,
story.
I just when you told me this story of how you guys met, I was like,
not
I
how we
can't
met.
wait.
yeah. He
Or not
crossed-
met,
Or like-
but how you guys
It was
Yeah.
a significant event in your life.
2015. I had been a fan,
We have a core memory together.
Yeah.
and it was a charity basketball game.
Yeah,
I was in the twilight years of my E-League career.
yeah.
I was in New York doing a job, and I said, don't go. But I was like, nah, you got to go. Showed up. Anyway, I don't know who it was, but someone said I should start.
Yeah.
I'm old, just got off a plane. There's a bunch of young folk here on the court. Why would you start me?
Yeah.
It was beat-ups.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
It was beat up. He was like, nah, you starting. I was like, nah, that does not make sense. And of course, who do I have to guard but this like nimble, very athletic, far younger, enthusiastic. I'm here to put on a show for all of you folks here at the gym.
I think I had like 40 in that game. I was going crazy.
And it's within the first 6 minutes. And yeah, by about the fourth time up the court, I was like, oh, this nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
And I had just signaled to the bench. I was like, yeah, this was cute. Sit me.
Come get
and
me.
He came down. It was right below the half court mark. I just remember taking 2 steps back. He crossed me over. I watched him go by, and I heard a shotgun blast.
Did you actually hear something?
I thought someone
I've never
had
heard
gotten
this part of the
shot.
story.
Because we never got to talk about it
That's
until
crazy.
today.
Oh damn!
This is
I thought
crazy.
someone had gotten shot in the gym. So as I'm falling to the ground, I'm looking around being like, yo, who's shooting? There were enough rap individuals in the gym that it was a possibility. And
Open that door.
I'm on the ground, and I don't understand why I'm on the ground. I'm like, how did I get to the ground? And Brian Scalabrine,
Brian
Walks
Scalabrine,
up.
NBA player.
redhead legend
Yeah.
from the Celtics.
Red Mamba. Was it White Mamba? White Mamba, right?
Yeah, White Mamba comes running up and he's like, don't move, I heard it. I was like, heard what? He's like, that was your Achilles. And I was like, what? And then right in that moment, I just hear, shoo, 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 shoo. You could just feel the blood flow and the throb, and it was a pain that I did not know could exist. And then I realized, like, oh, I can't feel my leg in this part.
Yeah.
And I remember them standing me up, and I couldn't move. My ankle couldn't move. It was just dangling. And
Oh my God.
And that was it. 4 days later, I was getting my Achilles reattached.
Oh my God.
And I had
Jesus Christ.
a 9. Your 40 points cost me 9-month rehab, like a pro athlete.
I thought I had got to my
fuck.
Achilles recently, so I don't feel your pain.
I would
but
not.
I almost felt your pain. I was hooping, and I remember Kobe saying it feels like you got kicked and nobody's there.
Yep.
So I legitimately go to the hole. I was faking a handoff. Go to the hole. I lay the ball up. Boom. Feel myself get kicked. Feel my heel, like somebody like kicked me in the heel. I'm like, all right, cool. Somebody kicked me. I turn around. Nobody's there.
Right.
I'm like, so I don't move a muscle. I'm like, yo, fam, I'm staying right here because, I just started doing music and stuff. I got shows coming up in my head. I'm like, oh, you can't do nothing for a year. Like, pretty much, you're going to have to rehab for real.
Oh,
I know. So my mental had psyched me out to believe, hey, dude, it ended up just being my plantar fasciitis or whatever it was. Had my heel basically had bust open.
Oh, right.
But it was my
right here.
Yeah, right.
At the cup.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was
Which
like,
is
all right.
still
It's still crazy.
crazy.
Still crazy, yeah. But I've been able to hoop again after a month, which I probably shouldn't. But I've been able to bounce back. But my Achilles, I haven't been able to face you since I got the one back. 'Cause I think Rob told me first. I don't even think I knew from the game. I think I played the rest of the game.
Nobody
Things
knew.
went home. I went home.
I posted it a few days
Man,
later.
and Rob hit me and said, "Motherfucker." He's like, "Did you fuck? I got a call." He's like,
That's so good, Rob.
He's like, you crossed somebody up and got him you tore his Achilles. I said, no, he didn't get his Achilles torn. He was like, no, his Achilles is torn.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. And now you posted it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is my first person I ever crossed up for real.
And I have the video. I'll send you the video.
No,
Oh,
I don't want
no.
the video.
Because the video sounds
No,
terrible.
Here's what you'll appreciate about the video. When you cross me over in the beginning, the whole gym goes, oh, you hear, oh, and then within the split second, it's just, oh, just like,
no.
because I'm like on the ground, and then everyone comes around. You actually don't realize what's happening. You kind of walk by with a little bit of swag on, like, well, shouldn't have planted yourself, as I probably would have done.
No.
in the reverse. But you kind of look at me like,
Did I come back
did
over
that.
at least?
I don't have that much of the video, so you could.
Okay, I feel like I
Let's say you
had to.
Let's say you did.
Let's say you did.
They should have said you did. I was like, why would you say I did it? I was like, I would like to believe that after I realize it's serious, I'd be like, okay, I got to go over and check on you. But like, yeah, I know myself. I wouldn't like in the beginning. I might have been like, it was best for us to give him space. We can't all help him.
You gave me the finger, Stilo. No, that
Get your
I
old
did
ass
not
off
realize.
the court.
I had no idea it was that intense. Alana just was like, oh yeah, he got injured this time in the E-League. I thought it was like a small story. I didn't realize it was a 7-month injury.
Yeah, no, it changed my life.
Oh,
my
that's
It actually,
terrible.
but it ended up being a real crazy gift because I had a lot of shit going on that I hadn't been dealing with, and suddenly you can't run from your shit. And I couldn't walk for like 3 months. You got to learn how to walk again. You're doing water tank. I mean, the rehab it's no joke.
Yeah.
But I needed, like, personally, it ended up being great for me. Like, it helped me, like, get my head right and focus on a bunch of shit that I hadn't been. So, thanks, man.
So thank you, Sterling.
that hearing the story and hearing you be like, yeah, like a real 9 months, it does just break my heart every time I hear it. I'm like,
When you wait till you see the scar.
I don't want to see the scar. Now I gotta see the scar.
Filleted. Yeah.
We'll post the pictures of the scar on our Twitter, courtesy of Elon and no censorship rules. Thank you so much for joining us.
Man, it's a
show.
pleasure.
Anything you want to promote? Anything
Yeah, for
you want to
sure.
shout out?
What do I got going on? Well, I started a clothing brand. It's called Mami Wata. It's a surf brand that through an entirely African lens. It's dope.
Sick.
MommyWatsASurf.com. Just opened a store on Abercrombie, a pop-up. Probably gonna last through the rest of the year. It was gonna just be through July, but it's going well enough that we're gonna take it through the year. So come in. Can't miss it. It's red. It's got a big banana out the front.
Can they shop
Sweet.
for it online as well?
Yeah.
We'll put that
the link. We'll put the link down below. Yeah.
MommyWatsASurf.com. Produced a book called Afro Surf. It's like a 320-page coffee table book. Did you get one?
Dope.
I did not.
Shit, I thought you sent. I thought you guys sent one.
Oh, that's
why I didn't
dope
bring
as
one.
fuck.
But I'll send
Okay,
you guys one. Yeah, it's great. It was New York Times #1 holiday seller for
That's amazing.
I love
This-
hearing shit like that.
Sounds awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
coffee table books, and I'm taking that and developing it into a travel show. Show people a lens into the continent of Africa, food, design, art, all
Fuck
of it,
yeah.
music, but through this unlikely lens of like African surf culture.
Hey, you already shooting the show?
No, I'm in development.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, got a production
exciting.
deal
That's
for
I
it.
love
super
it.
dope. I
I'm
love
watching.
it.
Yeah. So working on that, and then my podcast, the What Shapes Us podcast.
Yeah, and you gotta, fuck with us on that too.
Yeah, man. We're gonna.
Knock out an episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's swap
we'll
that.
do it like that
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, thanks so much for being on the show. Zip it up.
Zip it out.
We out of here.